You're on record as saying emissions are a load of bollocks talked up by sandal-wearing Greens.
Which is actually technically true. There's no evidence to suggest that the globe is warming. Clearly, climate has changed. It will always change.
So Michael O'Leary has been on the record over the years about being quite sceptical about the whole idea of climate change. And his argument, I think, to paraphrase, was that the climate keeps changing, and we've had ice ages, and we've had periods where the temperature's been a bit warmer.
Michael has at times resisted the reality of the climate crisis.
I try and avoid flying where I can, try and travel via the lowest impact method I can. Aviation is probably one of the fastest ways you can burn fossil fuels and produce greenhouse gas emissions, which are the things that are heating the planet's atmosphere. An aircraft is basically a massive fuel tank. It's in the wings and it's in the fuselage of the body. Jet fuel is perfect because it's very energy dense. Jet fuel is also very cheap. So there is a global agreement basically to avoid a tax on jet fuel. If you buy a bottle of water in an airport, it costs more per litre than the jet fuel going into your plane.
Cheap fuel has helped low-cost carriers like Ryanair and others to flourish.
In July, we carried our 1 billionth passenger in our 30 years of operation.
There's only 20,000 commercial airliners in the world, but there's more than 1 billion cars. So in comparison, it looks relatively small, but actually it's very few number of people doing it.
The issue is endless growth. As more people take to the skies, a crisis deepens that will collide with Ryanair's bottom line sooner or later. As the natural world is pushed to its limits, aviation has begun to reckon with its role in the disaster.
Dramatic climate changes are taking place worldwide, and a little later than the rest, Ireland is beginning to feel the effects.
It's not bullshit pie-in-the-sky stuff. These aircraft burn 18% less fuel, carry 4% more passengers. You get a 20% reduction in fuel consumption, CO2 emissions, and a 40% reduction in noise emissions.
Engines have gotten more efficient, so that is helping, but it's not solving the problem. We're still going to be causing a lot of emissions.
Sustainable aviation fuels, like biofuels, are not a simple solution.
Michael O'Leary has said himself that there is not enough used cooking oil in the world to power 1 day of green aviation. But we just don't eat that many chips. Hydrogen is very expensive and requires a complete redesign of aircraft. It takes 10-15 years to design and develop an aircraft. It takes another 15 years to produce that aircraft. Decisions we make today influence 2050 already.
Transporting over 200 million people a year, Ryanair's total carbon emissions tells the real cost of low cost.
If you look at the top 10 emitters in Europe, they're all coal power stations, and Ryanair is in there as well. So it's been described as the new coal. As we phase out coal, the airline industry will be one of the biggest emitters. The first view above the clouds, it's magical.
It was very nervous when it came to the takeoff. Absolutely terrified. It was white knuckles.
It was really exciting getting an airplane. I didn't even know anybody, I don't think, who'd been on an airplane other than my dad.
It was a huge, huge, huge thing for me. And a big plane going across the Atlantic.
It was magic. I think what I love about flying is just the freedom. We get a unique and privileged view of the Earth.
I love flying. Everyone that I know loves flying. We want to preserve the ability to fly because it is so magical.
Our freedom to fly comes with a high price. As temperatures rise, aviation faces more tension than ever before.
Maybe trouble ahead.
Climate collapse may be Michael's greatest challenge yet.
We do have to make travel greener, so we're doing everything we can.
Feeling the heat, in 2021 Ryanair launched its partnership with Trinity College Dublin with the Ryanair Sustainable Aviation Research Centre.
You see behind me here the game changer 737 MAX that Ryanair is a customer of. 16% lower fuel burn with 4% more passengers.
Let's face the music and dance.
Delicious cake.
I wonder how sincere Michael O'Leary's apparent recent conversion to environmental issues is.
Their €4 million investment is mere coins for a company worth over 30 billion.
We need to go a lot further, a lot faster.
I don't think Michael O'Leary's
it's not that easy being green.
dedication, shall we say, or belief in ESG is entirely sincere. It's a bit of a box-ticking exercise. It's something that he knows many of his investors actually do. But let's face it, Michael O'Leary's ambition is to get more and more people to fly.
Ryanair flies 630 planes and is aiming to fly 300 million passengers by 2034.
People want to continue to travel, and there's no way of putting that genie back in the bottle, thankfully.
Despite more efficient planes, their ever-expanding empire is only increasing its emissions, which keeps Ryanair in the hot seat.
One thing is for sure, is that there will continue to be enhanced scrutiny around any brand's perceived greenwashing.
For Michael, a call to action might need more stick than carrot.
The bigger challenge facing Ryanair when it comes to sustainability is less the consumer and more regulators and what the regulatory framework might impose on it. So if Ryanair were to launch an Always Getting Greener campaign, for example, they could certainly expect scrutiny and the need for greater transparency.
The regulation is tightening and tightening all of the time in relation to climate and climate change.
Ryanair's old foe, regulations, loom towards them.
Regulators are thinking about the common good. Business are thinking about their shareholders.
Michael O'Leary and Ryanair will be sure that Ryanair will be contributing to the increase in numbers within Europe, climate change or not, unless, and it's a big if, the European Commission and member governments of the European Union decide that they're going to take measures to limit air travel to try and combat climate change.
Michael O'Leary and Ryanair represents the Ireland that hustles, not the Ireland that hosts.
I'm proud of the fact that it's Irish, it's managed in Ireland, it's run in Ireland.
His energy and his experience and his contacts could be put to the benefit of Ireland.
Having his mind focused on how do we solve one of the biggest crises in our generation would be very exciting in terms of what's possible in aviation, and I think that would be a great legacy for him to look back on.
But that almost sounds like do-gooding. What about the bottom line? Think of the shareholders!
I think that the next generation of Michael O'Learys will come out of innovation. Innovation and technology and research have really become the passports to people getting, filthy rich.
Oh, thank goodness. Ryanair has battled past crises and competition to earn its place at the top.
EasyJet talk the talk, but they don't walk the walk.
But in aviation, the only certainty is uncertainty. Will low cost continue to dominate how we travel? With each day bringing new and strange battles.
If he wants to invest in Ryanair, we would think it's certainly a significantly better investment than the financial returns he's earning on X.
And climate and geopolitics collapsing. Perhaps no airline is more fighting fit for the punches to come.
None of us know. But I think it is time for Europe to stand up to the US. And if Trump wants to have a row with Europe, well, let's have a row right back.